What's up, guys? Troy here, and welcome to episode 2 of Honest Mistakes. Now, this was a pretty well-played game that I thought could use the Honest Mistakes treatment. Now, a few days ago, I was watching a YouTube vid from Rival X Factor where he showed what he believed to be the fastest Hackusations he's ever received in a game. I think it was 4 or 5 minutes into the game. Suffice to say, I think I've actually broken that record. I received a nice little thank you note just after my second kill in this game. It was just 90 seconds in, I believe. A little bit about this game. The game before was actually a Conquest Metro match where these guys with the R&D tags had the American spawn trapped on Metro. So I joined the American side about halfway through, broke the spawn trap, triple capped them, and then one by one a few of the lethal guys started to join me. We wanted to get in a few pub rounds before we were to scrim against Havoc Gaming, but unfortunately that fell through, so we just pubbed for a few hours and then called it a night. Now on to the mistakes. Now, my strategy for this map, regardless of what side I'm playing on, is to create somewhat of a horseshoe effect with the flags. Since we're the Russians in this game, that means taking Alpha, Charlie, and Delta flags. So let's get started. I spawn on Shy up in J2 here. I come out of the building. I just didn't have good enough reaction time. There's the little thank you note, a minute 30 into the game. So you know I'm doing something right so far. But I do make quite a few mistakes. Shy comes out. He actually tries kit swapping with me to get me up. It just wasn't fast enough. No fault of his own. And the mistake I made here was trying to get greedy with this res and really try to push their deployment. Why they were spawning deployment, if not to only get the tank, I don't know. When they had the Bravo flag, I saw Shy go down, so I tried to pull back. My other big mistake was going back out to their deployment. I tried to get a nade off to cover me getting up, throwing a mid pack down. I get a couple of picks, getting somewhat greedy. I do try to get this engineer so their tank doesn't have another person to rely on. I get that pick. Now I'm in a bad spot. The tank's pulling forward across a bridge. I'm in a bad spot. I try to go for Alpha, Bravo, or AB connector. I'm just too exposed. So the tank gets me, and rightfully he should. I actually get rezzed. I was not expecting this res, hence why I still have my primary out. I'm a little slow to get up. Tank gets me again. Now I tell my guys, just hold connector, I'll respawn on you there. I don't want to get rezzed right in front of the tank, because I think they're going to use the tank for cover and try to rush the connector garages that my guys are in. And they did. We did the game before this game and the following game. We kind of had a problem with these aggressive semi-auto snipers. Which is fine, but you don't want to rush 3 assaults running M16s and AEKs with an SKS or a Mark 11 Mod 0. You're just not going to win. So I pull back to Delta. We're losing Delta. Bad aim on the first burst. Readjust. Get aim on the second. Get better aim on the second one. Luckily my guys cleaned up for me. Rookie mistake right there. Rushing the stairwell. I could have played off the second stairwell, head glitched it. Pull up in here. Didn't cover my reload, another big mistake. Now I'm shooting these red containers. A lot of people get bad luck deaths on Seine Crossing. Tends to have an overabundance of these explosive red containers. I shoot them preemptively, just so some stray bullet doesn't hit them and kill me or any of my guys. I'm checking all the little burn spots, nice little hiding spots. Trying to get them off Delta, because now with Delta they have easy access to Charlie from 2 different angles. So we get Delta back. I'm going to collapse back to Charlie and basically play from Toad to Alpha. I see one of my guys go down, so I'm covering. Just didn't react fast enough. A couple of these guys got up into J2, J3 throughout the entire match. Threw us off a little bit, but luckily all that the J building provides is vantage points. You can't really burn. Now a mistake I made here was going all the way to the garage to throw a nade. All I had to do was peek out to the railing, throw a nade, get back into Toad. My other big mistake was going for the garage in the first place. When peeking an area like that, you want to check off the areas that have line of sight on you, not the areas that don't have line of sight on you. The garage guy that I chunked the grenade at did not have line of sight on me. In order to get line of sight on me, he would have had to peek out, exposing himself. But regardless of where I was at, whether I peeked or not, that A store had line of sight on me. I shouldn't have tried to go for the guy in the garage. I should have checked off A van and A store. Now, I went down most likely in C2, C3, so I throw a nade up there. Frustrating as always, the nade bounces back on me. So I decided to go up there. Building camping was a problem. The majority of this match. Luckily, you can't really burn any flags. A lot of people like to get up into C2, C3 over the Charlie flag. If you don't have the burn on the flag, if you don't have possession of the flag, it's just not a good spot to be in. You might get a pick or two off someone spawning in on an unlucky spawn. It's a good place to defend a flag, but not to attack a flag. Pretty bad hipfire reaction there. That one I just pulled my sights off. Luckily my pistol came in as backup. Again, rushing the flag while reloading, not covering my reload. I could have stayed back, head glitched the stairs, peeked it. Rookie mistakes, getting too eager to reload. It's something I definitely need to work on. I see them running out of D1. Luckily we're winning the burn. Get a good hipfire reaction there. I'm getting stuck on some rubble, so that guy was able to get a pick on me, laying in D1 with the Scar H there. I get res in my primary out and pay him back. So now we have the burn, and again we have 2 out of the 4 flags. I'm pretty much certain that Delta's pretty safe, so we're going to collapse back on Charlie and try to attack Alpha from 2 separate sides. I like attacking Alpha from both J stairs and Toad. It's hard to defend Alpha from that way. I peek right here, which was good. I was gonna check off connector because I thought I saw somebody running there. I should have checked off Alpha since they had possession of the flag again with the semi-auto snipers. Luckily, a teammate of mine was able to get him. I get up. Actually, was not expecting that one either. Why that guy has a tac light on a carbine, I just do not know. This was an interesting kill. I don't know if this was lag or just the bad hit detection, but I had to finish him off with my pistol. Luckily, we get Charlie back. One of the big mistakes the enemy team made was attacking flags with 1 guy, 2 guys, and not really a whole squad, with the exception of maybe Alpha and Bravo on a few times. Again, I got greedy, pulling out too far to check off 1 guy in garage. Luckily, my teammates were there. Now, I noticed that we cannot take Alpha if these guys are going to camp, if 2 or 3 guys are going to camp in J2, J3. So I go up there, and if you remember from my Seine Crossing Winning Ways episode, J3 covers 3 flags and the American deployment spawns. So it's a very advantageous building to get into. I knew this guy was here. It's bad reaction time, bad hip fire. Didn't get a single bullet into him. He's still 100% health. Really should have waited for him to adjust to me. Again, I was really over-eager in this match. I think the hate mail I got 90 seconds into the game got under my skin a little bit. These guys were so eager to spawn trap. I make the right choice here, throwing the nade down. I only rush once I see my guy rushing, so we can both rush and we have a better chance. Again, with the semi-auto sniper rifles, he was just outmatched. Now, you're probably thinking, Troy, why don't you get off the flag? You're an assault. Majority of your guys are assault. They have a tank. Well, here's what's going through my head. I think they only have 1 guy in that tank. So regardless if they have a tank or not, we have about 4 or 5 guys on the burn, on possession of Alpha. And we just got Alpha back. So what I'm thinking is to kill off all their infantry. So now they just have the 1 guy in the tank. and they're still going to lose the burn. And I also have a couple of support guys here. I'm trying to keep them alive so they can C4 the tank. And we didn't even lose Alpha. We still have Alpha. So now I'm going to collapse through Charlie. I like attacking Delta from Charlie because I have a lot of the buildings as cover. I'm not looping all the way around the other side, exposed on the street. I'm a little too far exposed here, jumping forward and reloading. Big mistake. I see my guy was down, so I'm trying to get to him as fast as possible. I really shouldn't have. I probably should have just had him spawn on me. I hold back on that little rubble spot that's right on the corner of D Street, and we could have gotten picks and then attacked the flag in force instead of one or two guys attacking. A pretty sloppy hip fire reaction right there. Probably spawn immunity working for me a little bit. So now we're attacking Delta. I'm going to go up into D1, D2, D3 because there's usually always somebody up there bipoded. Or maybe a spawn beacon, the tugs. So I'm going to clear those guys out. Now I hear the voices too. I hear the American voices, so I know they're still there. I really shouldn't have jumped out and reloaded. That was kind of a mistake. Luckily my guys were ready for it. So we're clearing off this little cubby area back there, a little rubble nook back there you can get into and burn it. Always a good little hiding spot. Now our tank rushes in, so we know we're going to get Delta. That's not a problem. I'm going to basically peek Bravo and Bravo Street where they can try to attack Bravo. Now we have them four-capped, but we're losing Alpha, so we've got to collapse back on Alpha. I'm going to go through Connector. I'm not actually going to go through Charlie, and the reason is because I have the tank there to back me up. And we have 4 or 5 bodies just to throw at the AB Connector here. They're not going to win this one. So we get to Alpha. I'm going to peek. I'm going to make sure maybe their tank's not rolling out of their spawn. Maybe a couple of guys going from their spawn to this back street to A alley. I like my guys to attack A flag from the front. I'll get the back, and we'll just sandwich any opposition that happens to be on flag. And as soon as they fully capped Alpha, they were starting to lose it. That's just how fast we were able to react to our different flags being burned. Now I see that laser sighting me, so I'm going to get cover, throw the med pack down. But again, guys in J2, J3 were just all over me, shot me in the back there. He probably knows that one of our guys is going to come for him, so he automatically jumps out onto J's stairs. I see Twainer still up, so I'm going to spawn Twainer. Our guys have swarmed him. He knew he can get 1 or 2 picks, run away, and that's about it. Get my guy up right here. I'm just faster shooting than that guy. Try to go back to Charlie a little bit, heal up, get some cover. Now I see a guy who went down J's store, so I'm going to get him up. And you notice I throw the med pack after. I see a lot of medics throwing the med pack before, but sometimes if the med pack happens to land on a friendly dead body, it can block the res window. So try to throw the med pack afterwards. And there's that same sniper that had the laser sight. I believe it's the same sniper that had the laser sight on me before I went down on that kiosk. So I pick him off just so my guys can be able to control this front area without getting sniped at. Again, that guy with the tac light. Don't ask me why. But now it's a really big risky move. We're mainly just trying to get a lot of picks off of Bravo, kind of harassing the flag. One of my strategies I like to do is to 2-cap guys, 2-cap teams, usually on a 3-flag linear map, 2-cap them out, and then kind of harass their gimme flag. You don't have to fully take it, just harass it, so they're tied up on it, so then they can't send somebody to go to your gimme, or to harass your Bravo flag if it's a 3-flag linear map. They get distracted and sidetracked. That's basically what we're trying to do here on Bravo. We're not really trying to fully take it. I pull out a little bit too far here. They have a lot of infantry lined up. They have the tank, of course. Again, a semi-auto sniper picks me off. I actually get res. I knew I was getting res. I asked for it. Pick him back off. So that's one semi-auto sniper. Now I'm in a bad spot. I either have two choices. Either try to fight through it, which I tried to do. It just was not successful. Or try to retreat back, which I probably would have survived. But I get rizzed here, and I actually was not expecting that rizz either. So now I'm gonna pull back a little bit. I'm gonna start to peek. I see them adjusting. Guy comes out of the garage here. I just have faster reaction time. Unfortunately, my reaction time was not fast enough on that guy in the connector tunnel. He most likely was on comms with the guy I just killed, so he knew I was coming. I should have just had better reaction time. Not too many mistakes in this match. You always have to remember to peek off areas that have line of sight on you, instead of going for areas that do not have line of sight on you. And really right here we're just trying to harass Bravo. Probably shouldn't have spawned on Bravo, but they're sidetracked. They're tied up, they're confused. They couldn't really attack any other flag, so they're trying their damnedest to defend the one and only flag they have. I see we're losing Charlie, so I'm actually going to spawn back there. A big mistake that the opposing team made was sending one guy to attack another flag, and you just can't do that. Not when we were able to defend all the flags with our full squad, really a squad and a half. But that's going to be it for Honest Mistakes episode 2, and I appreciate the support, guys. Thanks.